Good morning, children. Welcome back to English class. So, today, children, we will be doing revision of poem number 13, The Ghost, written by Keki Daruwala. So, make sure, children, you're going to sit with the new voice textbook, notebook, and a pen. And as you know, children, this was a really wonderful poem which actually, explains us the funny account of nature of ghost encounter. And the worst thing about ghosts, according to the poet, is the fact that they are transparent, isn't it? So, yes, children, let us quickly start the revision of this poem and let us enjoy the poem once again. So, yes, children, as we know, the writer of this poet, Keki and Daruwala, was born in the year 1937. And as we know, children, he is an Indian poet and short story writer as well. He is considered an important socially conscious voice in the literature of post independence India. Now, children, some of his very famous work includes Love Across the Salt Desert, The Mapmaker, The Keeper of the Dead, and A House Ranicate. Now he is also recipient of Sahitya Academy Award and the Padma Shri Award as well. So yes, children, this was a very short recap about the writer. Now let us check and get some information about the poem as well. So yes, children, let us quickly revise this poem. Now, do you remember, children, what was the central idea of the poem? Yes, the good thing about good people is that they are transparent. So, what I mean by that? As we know, children, the writer Keki and Daruwala has used the word transparent over here. Now, what do you mean by transparent? It means that you can see through something. For example, if you take a glass, then from that glass you can see other side also. But here, the poet uses the word transparent because they are good. I mean, good people are always good from outside and they are also good from inside. Now, when they are good for everything. They possess very good qualities as well. Now, children, for good people, he has used the word as transparent. The reason is their nature is transparent, their behavior is transparent, and here the poet is using the word transparent even for ghost. Do you know what is the reason? Yes, the reason is because he thinks that ghost is invisible, isn't it? So yes, children, now through this particular poem, we will come across a lot of, good account of nature of ghost, and let us see what the poet wants to say. Now, children, let us quickly go through few value points of this poem. As we know, this is a funny account of the nature of ghostly encounters, and the writer says that the ghosts are transparent. The reason is they are always invisible. Now, children, over here, the poet also says that one does not even know what one is up against. That means he is explaining us how the ghost appears in our life and sometimes disappears like a vapor wall. And the ghost doesn't need an invitation, isn't it, children? They can come and they can go wherever they wish. Now, children, over here, the poet also wants to say when the ghost comes in our life, it doesn't mean that they are coming with a bad sign or some kind of a bad event which is going to happen in future. Now, he also remembers the lady ghost in a Masuri hotel. So, yes, over here, the poet is explaining us about one of his incident when he visited a hotel in Masuri, and he says every night he could hear the sound of running water in a bathroom and also clink of bangles. That means the bangles are striking each other. And when actually he went to the bathroom to check, he could see only the you can say dry floor. Okay, so there was no one in the bathroom. So now, yes, that's what the poet explains over here, that the bathroom was very dry and empty. Now, the poet also explains over here one tale of the ghost in a forest, right? Where he sees that once in a forest guard saw one-fifth face of the ghost. Yes, he only saw eyebrows and goatee, that means a small pointed beard on the end of one's chin. So, yes, children, similarly, the poet has actually explained us, few funny, you can say, account of, ghost experience, which he had heard from someone, from maybe few of his friends or any other relatives, and he also experienced few of them. Now, he also says that, the poet also mentions that how animals and birds act very oddly in the presence of ghosts. Now, the poem ends abruptly as the poet admits to have been scared simply by talking on this subject. So, in the end, children, we know that, the poet is saying that he's actually ending this particular poem saying that, sometimes he really feels nervous and worried by just thinking about the ghost. Okay, so yes, children, this was a wonderful short poem which we really enjoyed, and make sure that you are going to read this poem and go through the important words as well. Now let us check the next slide. Now, it's children, it's time for reference to the context. Now, we have taken few lines from this poem which says, "But let's end these stories for ghosts give me the jitters." Yes, children, jitters means, the poet is, feeling nervous and worried when he talks about the ghost. So now over here the question is, what stories are being referred to? Yes, as we know, ghost stories are being referred to. Do ghosts really give him the jitters? Yes, the jitters might be literal in case the poet is a superstitious person, isn't it? Yes, the next one. How are these lines ironical? These lines are ironical because it is poet himself who had chosen to start telling ghost stories. So yes, children, as we know, it was the decision of the poet to tell us the story about the ghost. Now let us check few more slides. So now, children, it's time for figures of speech. Now we have taken few lines from the poem and let's check what can be the figure of speech. Now, old hotels where stairs creak and where door hinges squeak. Now, creak and squeak, these are the sounds, a word that imitates the sound associated with an object or an action. So yes, what do we call them, children? Yes, it is onomatopoeia, right? So these lines are telling us the sounds of stairs and doors. Now let us check the next one, children. The good thing about good people is that they are transparent. The bad thing about ghosts is they are transparent. Now, if you can check, children, over here, good, good. Okay, this word has come twice. Transparent, transparent again twice. So when a word or phrase is repeated 2 or more times, yes, of course, it is called as repetition. That's right. Now, the next one. Birds would suddenly stop their morning bicker. Now, children, of course, this is a word that imitates the sound associated with it, right? So, bicker is the sound of the birds, and that is the reason it is onomatopoeia, right? Now, the next one. Water running and the clink of bangles on her unseen hand. Now, clink is also a sound of bangles striking each other, and that is the reason this is again onomatopoeia. Next one. Once a forest guard saw 1/5 of his face. Now, if you can check over here, children, repetition of using initial consonant sounds. Now, you can check the first letter. Yes, it's the sound of O and F, that is O and F. Okay, these are the repeated sounds which has been used, and that is the reason it is called as alliteration, right? So yes, children, we already did this in the video when we actually had done this particular poem, and this was a revision for you. So make sure, children, that you're going to go through all the figures of speech once again from the poem. Now let us check the next slide. Now children, it's time for rhyming words. Now, as we know, rhyming words are two or more words that have same or similar ending sounds, right? Now let us check few rhyming words from the poem. Yes, we came across few words like ball, ball, ghost, host, station, invitation, doom, broom, crick, squeak, tell, hotel, right? So there are many more, children, and yes, you can practice them from the poem. So yes, children, now it's time for rhyme schemes. As you know, a rhyme scheme is a pattern of sounds that repeats at the end of a line or stanza. So now, children, over here I've taken one stanza for you, okay, as a practice. Yes, the remaining one you can do from the poem. And for further details, you can also refer to the previous video where we have already done this poem. So now, children, as we know, for the rhyme scheme, what is the pattern? Let us check the last word first from the first line. It's people, right? So that's our first rhyme. Second, transparent. Okay, so B. Then the next lines, the last word is. So it's a new word again. So C. Now transparent is repeated again. So over here B and B again will be repeated. Then after C, what comes? The new word will be D. So them, again it's D. All. Now all, does it rhyme with something? No, it doesn't rhyme with anything. So it's a new word again. So it's E. Ghost, does it rhyme with something? No. So new word F. Ball, does it rhyme? Yes, it rhymes with all. So if your all has got a rhyme which is E, then the ball will also have a rhyme scheme which is E. I hope I'm very much clear. Next, against, it's a new word. So G. Wall, yes, your wall actually rhymes with ball and all. So E, 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 right? Now again, your new word is best, right? Best, it's a new word. So it's a new rhyme scheme which is H. Ghost and host, yes, they rhyme with each other. So we have over here the rhyme scheme which is I and I, right? Now the next one, station and guest. Again the new words. So J, H. Next is invitation and invitation repeated again. So we can use J and J as a rhyme scheme. Omen is again a new word. So K can be the the new alphabet which can come. Doom, again a new word. So L. Chimney, a new word. So L, M. Now doom and broom, these two words are rhyming each other. So we can use L and L again. Now true and few, yes, they rhyme each other. So the next new alphabet will be N and N. Okay. So how to do this rhyme scheme we already know, and we have just done a revision again. Make sure, children, you can check the second stanza of this poem and you can do this rhyme scheme for yourself as a practice. So yes, children, now we have done the revision of poem number 13, The Ghost, written by Keki and Daruwala. Make sure, children, that you already have the notes with you. You can go through the notes as well. And you can also revise this poem and the rhyme scheme, figures of speech, the rhyming words, and also the reference to the context. So yes, children, till we meet you again for the next session, take care. Bye-bye.